wanting to since I got these books for magical realism, romance. Hey guys, it's Bex. Welcome to another video. We're going to be doing quite a few fun little bookish things in today's video. I have filmed a couple clips of me doing my reading journal spreads, finishing my April spreads and all of the stats and all that good stuff. And then I also made my May spread. And then I want to do a little rapid fire April wrap up, and then I kind of want to redecorate my Kindle with some new stickers. I've had the same ones since I got my Kindle, which was in December for Christmas, so I feel like I need to do a little bit more of like summery, brighter color stickers, so we're gonna do that. And then I want to stamp the books that I read in April with my little book stamp I have that says in the library of, or from the library of, and then my name before I put them away after I do my little wrap up. So we're kind of doing like a monthly reset sort of mixed with just some random bookish things. So that's the plan. Hopefully it's not all over the place, but I figured I would probably start with my April wrap up. Like I said, rapid fire, because one, I read a lot of these books in videos in April, so you guys have already heard my thoughts if you watched those. If not, I will link them down below or put a little card in or something if you want to know more in-depth thoughts on them, since I am going to be talking about them pretty quickly here. And also, this video would just be really long if I went in depth too much on them. So anyway. The first book I read in April was an audiobook, and that is called These Silent Woods by Kimmy Cunningham Grant. I rated it 4 stars, and it's a mystery about this father-daughter who live in these woods, very secluded. They have like one neighbor, and they're basically hiding from the world. The dad did something years ago when his daughter Finch was a baby, and ever since then they've been living in this little house in the woods, and they like never go in public pretty much. And yeah, you're kind of just figuring out why they're there, what they're running from, and the ending is very sweet but also sad, and I cried, and I would definitely recommend it. It's a little bit slower of a read. There's not like any real little plot twists. It's more of a mystery, like I said, than a thriller. So that was the first book. Then the next one I read physically was One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake. This was our March pick for the book club, and I was just a little bit late to reading it. I started it in March, but I didn't finish it until April. And it's a urban fantasy, so it takes place in modern day in New York City, and it's kind of a reimagining of Romeo and Juliet. There's these two rival families, the Antonovas and the Fedorovs, and they are witches. They have magic powers, and some of the daughters and sons of each family end up, you know, falling in love, and that is not very great because they are supposed to be rivals and, you know, hate each other and all that good stuff. I honestly did not love this book. I liked the beginning. I knew from the beginning it wasn't going to be a 5-star read, but I was liking it quite a bit. And then kind of the middle to end, probably like 40% to like 80%, I just found myself pretty bored, and I honestly I don't know if I almost DNF'd it, but I ended up skimming the last like 100 pages. Yeah, I never skim, and I ended up skimming this a little bit, so I rated it 3 stars. Then the next book I read was on my Kindle, and that was, I have a hair, Rule of the Aurora King, which is the second book in, I always forget the series name, but the first book in the series is called Trial of the Sun Queen, and this was the second book, and I believe it's supposed to be a, what do you call 4-book series? I feel like there's a name for it. But yeah, it's supposed to be a 4-book series. The third book comes out in like July? I think June. And I'm really excited for it. I really like the series. The first book I rated 4.25 stars, and this one I rated a 4.5. This is a fantasy romance series. The first book is about this girl, Lore, and she has grown up in this prison for most of her life. So she's in the prison, and one day she basically gets kidnapped by some random person, and she's taken to this other kingdom in their world that she isn't from, and there are these trials being held, and she realizes that she's a part of the trials, and basically the trials are to find the Sun King, his wife, and his queen. And she's one of the 10 girls that is basically competing to be the Sun Queen and to end up with him. Meanwhile, one of the princes from the other kingdom where she is from is looking for her because, she was taken and no one knows where she went, and they really want to find her. So I can't really say what the second book's about, but that is what the first book and the series is about, kind of in a whole. And the next one I read physically was The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young. I was really excited to read this. It has a lot of different subgenres and a lot of genres that I like. It's magical realism, romance, historical fiction, mystery, time travel. This book is about this girl, June Farrow, who her family, specifically the women in her family, have been cursed with going crazy for generations now, and she's in her 30s, and she is kind of starting to realize that that might be happening to her because she starts seeing and hearing things that aren't there. Specifically, she starts seeing this door, and she, soon realizes that this door is very important, and that kind of comes into play with the time travel. So don't want to give too much away, but she is dealing with the past and the present and the future, and there's this mystery about, one, her family's curse, and two, there was this murder that happened in the past that you're kind of trying to figure out what happened. And yeah, I really liked it. I thought I would like it more than I did, but still I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I don't know if this is rapid fire. I'm so bad at explaining books quickly. I feel like I just need to tell you guys everything about the book, even though I don't, but I'm trying. Then the next one I read was on my Kindle, the next one I read was Lessons in Chemistry, and I listened to that on audiobook. That is a fiction book about this lady, Elizabeth Zott, and she is a chemist trying to be a chemist in the 1950s, so it's very unusual and kind of looked down upon for women in that time to really do anything with their life besides be a homemaker, a stay-at-home mom, and just kind of do everything their husbands say. And she is not like that at all. She kind of flips the narrative, and therefore a lot of people hate her. And a lot of the things in this book made me so angry just because it's very sexist, but obviously the author chose to do that on purpose, and it's a very go women feminist book. And yeah, you're just following her life, and I really liked her character and some of the other characters in this book, and I overall liked it quite a bit. I feel like I'm hit or miss on fiction books, literary fiction books. I gave this one a 3.75 stars, so it was one of the, I feel like I either love them or I rate them 3.5 stars. So this one was more around there, but I still liked it. 2 more. The next book I read was Shatter Me. I started the series finally. I have been wanting to since I got these books for Christmas, and I finally did, and I am really happy I did. I rated this a 4.25 stars, and I feel like I'm gonna even like the other books in the series as we go on more. I've heard that about this series, I think, so that's kind of why I'm hoping that's the case for me. But even if they're all like this, I would still be happy with that. This book is a dystopian young adult romance. I kept calling it, or I keep calling it, a fantasy romance, but I do think it's more dystopian than fantasy. And it's about this girl, Juliet, who, when she touches people or they touch her, she can kill them. Her touch can kill. So there's this group, the Reestablishment, in the world she lives in, that are just trying to basically take over and change the world, but not in a good way, and they want to use her for their cause. Yeah, they want to use her as a weapon. I just wrote that on the back. That's a good way to describe it. And yeah, I really liked it. I'm definitely going to continue. I'm going to be reading the second one, which is called Unravel Me, I believe, in May. And the last book I read on my Kindle was The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. This was our April pick for the book club, and I think this was my favorite book of the month. I rated it 4.5 stars. This is also a fantasy romance about this girl, Araya, who is a human. She lives in a world where there are vampires, and she basically, when she's a little kid, she gets adopted by this guy Vincent, who is like the leader of one of the vampire groups. So she's just very used to being around vampires who have all these, you know, not powers, well, kind of. And they're just like way stronger than her and faster, and she's just a little mere human, even though she's like been trained her whole life to be a really good fighter and stuff. But she is just tired of, I guess, her life being so vulnerable, and she decides to join this competition, the Kajari, and if she wins, she gets a wish granted by the goddess Nyaxia. She's the only human in the competition, and during the competition she's kind of forced to make an ally with someone, and her and this guy Rain, this vampire Rain, choose to be allies, and they kind of are just drawn toward each other, and that's where the romance kicks in, and I really like them, and Rain is so sweet. There's a little novella, and then there's the second book in the series. It's just a duology, and that novella is on my May TBR, so it's also on Kindle Unlimited. All of her books are, I think, or at least all of this series is. And those are the 7 books that I read in April. That is my best reading month so far this year, so I'm really excited about that. I think I'm like right on track for my 60 book reading goal for this year, so yay. So now I'm so excited. I'm going to stamp the physical books that I read, which is only 3, so not that many. And then we're gonna put them on my bookshelves, and I love that. It's so rewarding when you get to put them on your read bookshelves, because that's kind of what I do. I keep my unread books, pretty much all of them, on my TBR cart, because I don't have like, I mean, I have a lot, but they all fit on my TBR cart. And then once I read them, I usually bring them out here and put them on my shelves. So I actually already stamped Shatter Me a couple days ago for a TikTok, so that one's already done. And then I also, because I really only have 2 other books from April to stamp that I read, I also figured I would stamp the one I just finished, which is The Wishing Game, and then also a couple books that I haven't stamped yet from, I think, March. I think I read these in March, just to give us a couple more. And I also usually want to make sure the books I'm stamping are ones that I really liked and that I want to keep for sure. And I really liked all of these except for One for My Enemy, but I think I'll just stamp it because I don't think I'll be getting rid of it because I still liked it. That one's a little bit crooked. Oh well.
Tell you, I don't think you believe how long I felt this way. I'm begging you to stay. And if I could show you, I'd hope that.
Oh hey, look! This one has a "This Book Belongs to" page. Perfect!
There could be a place for you and me. Under the stars, you pack up your car, 'cause you're going far away from here. I wish I could stall, but I never call, and you're going all the way this year. If I could tell you, I don't think you believe how long I felt this way. I'm begging you to stay. And if I could show you, I'd hope that you could feel 100 degrees when you call my name, and I don't know what you see. Hope we feel the same. I feel 100 degrees when you call my name, and I don't know what you see. Hope we feel the same. If I could show you, I'd hope that you would see all the possibilities, and there's a place for you and me.
So comfortable, and no one seems to hold me like you do. You're so wonderful, a star could never shine as bright as you. Shine as bright as you. Even the dark days still see light, even the birds still sing at night. Every word just comes out right when I'm with you, with you. I feel so lucky I met you, and I still can't believe that I get to see those eyes for more than tonight. Swear you must have fell from the sky, and I feel so lucky I met you. It's not logical, the way I feel when you walk in the room. When you walk in the room, it's not optional. How gravity just pulls me right to you, to you. Even the dark days still see light, even the birds still sing at night. Every word just comes out right when I'm with you, with you. I feel so lucky I met you, and I still can't believe that I get to see those eyes for more than tonight. Swear you must have fell from the sky, and I feel so lucky I met you. Spent my whole life waiting for someone like you, baby, and all these broken roses led to you. Spent my whole life waiting for someone like you, baby, and all these broken roses led to you. I feel so lucky I met you, and I still can't believe that I get to see those eyes for more than tonight. Swear you must have fell from the sky, and I feel so lucky I met you.
this is what we're working with right now, and as you can see, this one and some of the other ones too keeps moving, which is really annoying. But yeah, we'll see. I really like some of these, so I might keep a couple of them and just switch out a couple. I don't know yet. Okay, so I am between these new ones and then these that I already had on there. This is literally me to a T, so I feel like I should keep that. This one's very springy with the flowers, so I feel like that one could still be cute. This one is maybe more fall-ish. I don't know. This one's cute, but it's so big. I don't know about that one. This one's adorable. Hot Girls Raid. I feel like this one's just too big. I said I wanted there to be more bright colors, like pinks or something. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this little multitude of bookish things. Let me know if you did, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!